Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our assembly this Monday morning. So, how was it for you last week? Did it all go really well? Did everything go to plan? Or did you stumble at some point? Did you fail at some point? Did it not go well? And what did you do? Did you give up? Or did you carry on? Did you try again? Have a little think. Think back to last week. Think back to the tough times. Think back to the times when it wasn't quite as you planned. And if you did any of those things, not giving up, trying again, and failing, but then getting better, well done. You showed resilience. Your brain grew a little bit, your character grew a little bit, and you were resilient. Let's have a look at our assembly slides this morning. So, did you stumble? Did you fall? Did you try and make things better? You perhaps didn't have a plaster on your knee, but maybe you had a plaster where it went wrong with your learning, where it went wrong with your friendships, and you stuck a plaster on it to try and make it better. Well done, you were showing resilience. Now, I bet a lot of you have seen Kentucky Fried Chicken. I bet a lot of you have tasted Kentucky Fried Chicken. Some of you may not like it, some of you may think it's okay, some of you may love it. In our house, we absolutely love it. Don't have it often, but when we do, it's amazing. And some of you may know that I really love cooking and really love trying to create new recipes. And in loads of recipe books, there is a recipe for chicken like KFC. And however much I've tried, and I've tried many times, you cannot get it tasting just like KFC from the shops. Did you know that when the man who invented KFC, this gentleman here, started his chicken shop, so many people said, nope, it won't catch on. So many people said it's nice, but, it's not nice enough. Apparently, it wasn't until he was 65 years old that somebody actually said, do you know what? I think this chicken is really lovely. I'm going to help you make it. And at 65, after all his life of trying and failing, he finally started KFC. So maybe these are things that have happened to you at some point in the past. I haven't made it onto the football team. I haven't managed to pass my maths exam. I'm not friends with them. And can you see there, those 3 little dots? That means that there's something about to happen, something coming up next. And the most important word, I'm sure that your teachers have told you many times, is yet. It's a game changer. That means it's something that fundamentally changes something from one thing to another. So let's put it into those sentences. I haven't made it onto the football team yet. I haven't managed to pass my exams yet. I'm not friends with them yet. Suddenly, you go from the negative to the positive. Suddenly, you go from something that hasn't happened to something that could happen and will happen in the future. Suddenly, you've gone from despair to resilience. And that 3-lettered word, that wonderfully powerful word, yet, can show you how to be resilient in the next week. Right, we're going to end our assembly today with a short little video from the author of Harry Potter. I'm sure that many of you have read the Harry Potter books or seen the films, and you'll know that J.K. Rowling is the author. Perhaps what you don't know is that just before she wrote the first Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, she was really poor. She was absolutely at her lowest ebb. She hadn't used the word yet. She had no money. She had very, very little time to be able to do anything positive, because everything that she had done, she had failed at. And we're going to see her now speaking to a group of university students who are just leaving university and wondering what they're going to do next. And she's going to tell them how she started Harry Potter. Okay, so let's just find it. Here we go. And it's called, can you see up there? J.K. Rowling, Failure. Isn't that interesting? So we'll end the assembly with this. Have a listen to what she says and think about your week ahead where the word yet would be really, really powerful. Okay, here we go.
But the world is quite eager to give you a set of criteria if you let it. So I think it fair to say that by any conventional measure, a mere 7 years after my graduation day, I had failed on an epic scale. An exceptionally short-lived marriage had imploded, and I was jobless, a lone parent, and as poor as it is possible to be in modern Britain without being homeless. The fears that my parents had had for me and that I had had for myself had both come to pass. And by every usual standard, I was the biggest failure I knew. Now, I'm not going to stand here and tell you that failure is fun. That period of my life was a dark one, and I had no idea that there was going to be what the press has since represented as a kind of fairy tale resolution. I had no idea then how far the tunnel extended, and for a long time any light at the end of it was a hope rather than a reality. So why do I talk about the benefits of failure? Simply because failure meant a stripping away of the inessential. I stopped pretending to myself that I was anything other than what I was, and began to direct all my energy into finishing the only work that mattered to me. Had I really succeeded at anything else, I might never have found the determination to succeed in the one arena where I believed I truly belonged. I was set free, because my greatest fear had been realized, and I was still alive, and I still had a daughter whom I adored, and I had an old typewriter and a big idea. And so rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life.